know what's happening with YouTube, man. I start a stream and then it kicks me out. But yeah, I need to stop doing upsets predictions on Saturday. Clearly, it doesn't work because I have so much editing to do that I end up almost not doing the upsets predictions. So I just need to just stick to doing them on Friday. Need to just stick to doing them on Friday because yeah, Saturday I have so much work for the channel. My apologize for bringing them late. I look crusty, but let me get through them. Let's get to it. Cod McGee versus Tim Means. Cod McGee versus Tim Means. Cod McGee is an underdog at plus 165, and Tim Means is the favorite at the minus 195. Means is the favorite at the minus 195. Do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah, most likely because even though my subscribers and I actually, I forgot to mention that my subscribers and I went with Team Mings. But my biggest issue is that both of them are old. But if we're going to talk about age, I think Cot McGee is slightly younger, by not by much. I think by like 1 or 2 years. By not by much. I think by like 1 or 2 years or something like that. But they're both old. Another thing is Cot McGee trains at altitude. I think he trains in Salt Lake City. It might not be as hard for him to handle as it might be for Tim Means. There are a couple of elements that might influence how this fight goes, but I think as far as skill, actually, also I forgot to mention that. As far as skill, actually, also I forgot to mention that I feel like the fight will be closely matched. I think Cod McGee might have some type of an advantage on the ground. Um, so yeah, um, an upset is possible here. I could see an upset happening. So yeah, on to the next one. Carla Esparza. I could see an upset happening. So yeah, on to the next one. Carla Esparza versus Tisha Pennington. My subscribers went with Tisha Pennington. I went with Carla Esparza. Carla Esparza is a plus one. I went with Carla Esparza. Carla Esparza is a plus 145 underdog. Tisha Pennington is the favorite at minus 175. Do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah. I'm not just because I picked Carl Esparza, right? I think people are forgetting that this is a former two-time, is a strawweight champion. Yeah. So, and I remember people might be worried because it's a retirement fight. However, I remember saying this in the comment section. I said there are two possibilities, right? Hayden Brown, Alex wins, Pena wins, Mario wins, Roman wins, Kayla wins. I guess we'll see, my dude. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I remember saying this in the comment section, and I was like, whew, there's this chick who's passing section that two things are happening here. Either Kyle, what do you call it? Carla Esparza, I mean. Um, Carla Esparza's last fight was for a championship, right? She lost to Zhang Wei Li. I mean, she could have left the sport in that particular fashion. There's no shame in retiring after a title loss. That's one of the most honorable ways to actually go in the sport. But she decided to come back. So that tells me one of two things: either with a win, or the alternative, which scares me, she needs the money or she needs the final payment in order to maybe invest somewhere because she's retiring. I'm just hoping that it's not because of the money. I'm hoping that she wants to leave on a win. But in all honesty, apart from her motivation, I feel like the fight is pretty closely matched. I spoke about this a little bit more in my final predictions a bit earlier this week. Um, Obviously, on the feet, Tisha Pennington will probably have the advantage, and she's training with the champion now. So, but I guess let me just say on the feet, I think Tisha Pennington will have the advantage. On the ground, obviously, it's going to be Carla Esparza. I know Tisha Pennington is not very easy to take down, but I think Carla Esparza is not an average grappler, which is why Rose Namajunas was very hesitant to engage with her. So Tisha Pennington is very difficult to take down. However, um, Hayden Brown, I'll try to respond to your messages once I'm done with this, because if I start responding, I might not finish. Right. So as I was saying, on the feed, yeah, Tisha Pennington will have the advantage. But my thing is, even if she has the advantage on the feed, um, and even if she's difficult to take down, my thing is, Carla, I don't know, maybe I forgot, but I can't remember any grappler the level of Carla Esparza that Tisha Pennington has fought, right? Um, I think Tisha, if it doesn't stay there, I think she's going to be able to accumulate some control time, which will probably give her the decision, right? But this is not me being 100% sure with what I'm saying right now. I'm just saying, I'm just justifying why I'm saying that an upset is possible here. On top of that, it's women's MMA, so you know how unpredictable it is. So anything can happen. It's a coin flip, right? So is an upset possible here? Definitely. I went with Carla Esparza, my subscribers. Ryan Spann versus Ovin St. Preux. My subscribers and I went with Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann is the favorite at minus 250. Ovin St. Preux is the underdog at plus 200. I hate how many times I've had to break down this fight. I've been talking about this fight for so long, man. I don't know how many time it. I don't know how many times it has been rescheduled, but it's really annoying. Anyway, do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah, largely because I feel like both fighters are trash, man. Ryan Spann has some potential, but he doesn't have cardio. Fight IQ is lacking. Like there's so many elements. However, he's younger. Ovin St. Preux is a decent fighter. You know, he's a former title contender. Former title contender. However, he's old. I think he's like 41 now, and I know it's light heavyweight, but age is age, man. Even if it's at light heavyweight, there are certain points whereby it starts to catch up to you, even in heavier divisions. But apart from that, man, I don't feel like at this stage in their careers that they are either of them is elite. So the possibility of it going either way is high because both of them are unreliable at this stage in their career. You know, for Ryan Spann, but the dude disappointed me. So yeah, I honestly don't know how to say. Okay, I don't know why I want to say it nicely because I've already said horrible things so far of these fights. Funny guy, man. I'm going to reply to everyone once I'm done going through the fights, just to avoid making the stream long. If someone is watching after I'm done going live, I'd like for them to be able to watch. But yeah, a lot of the fights on this card are very tricky. So yeah, Ryan Spann versus Ovin St. Preux, an upset is possible, largely because both of them are unreliable. So yeah, but my subscribers and I officially picked Ryan Spann. On to the next one. Cesar Almeida versus Iho Potieria. Cesar Almeida is a minus 400 favorite. Iho Potieria is a plus 310 underdog. Cesar is, my subscribers went with Cesar Almeida. I went with Iho Potieria. I think I justified my pick when I did my final predictions earlier this week, but I'll try and justify it a little bit more right now. Um, People forget that Iho Potieria has actual power in his hands, right? I don't know why people have forgotten this. But Cesar, between Cesar Almeida and a one-shot knockout, it's Iho Potieria. But I think he's still young enough to actually recover and start performing decently well. But apart from that, I think he has the reach advantage. I think he has a lot of volume. I think there are a couple of elements that could actually influence the volume, plus the, what do you call it, the power, plus the reach. I think could cause problems for Cesar Almeida. Obviously, Cesar Almeida is the more technical striker. He trains with Alex Pereira. He does so many things right. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Hayden Brown, I agree with you. And people overlook the fact that he's been fighting really skilled fighters. They only look at his performance, which is fair, but I feel like they are underestimating him too much. And I respect that. And I could be wrong. I'm not sitting here and acting holier than thou and saying, yeah, I know this is how this is going to play out. I'm just saying Iho Potieria has a shot. And on top of that, he is the more seasoned MMA fighter, which means that the possibility of him mixing in the grappling is extremely high, and it could cause problems for Cesar Almeida, which is basically what happened, I think, in his previous fight, and he lost that fight, right? Plus, he's like 36 years old. I respect anyone who picks Cesar Almeida. That's the logical pick, right? But for me, I look at a variety of elements, and I feel like Iho Potieria has a shot. And I feel like a lot of people are counting him out. Maybe I'm Iho Potieria. My subscribers decided to pick Cesar Almeida. Do I think an upset is possible here? Definitely, I think an upset is possible. You can disagree with me. That's the point of having subscribers picks, because you don't have to agree with me. Um, yeah, on to the next one. Austin Harbord versus Alexander Hernandez. My subscribers and I went with Alexander Hernandez. Austin Harbord is a plus 130 underdog, and Alexander Hernandez is a minus 155 favorite. Do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah, like a couple of fights on this card are a little bit tricky. But let me see. I think an upset is possible here. I think an upset is possible here because let me actually break down my reasons instead of just saying an upset is possible. Let me try and break down specifically why I think an upset is possible. Okay, let's start on the feed, right? I think on the feed, Austin Harbord will have a bit of an advantage. Uh, okay, Alexander Hernandez will have the reach advantage. He will have the power advantage. But as far as the more technical fighter, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel like between the both of them, the more technical fighter, the more technical striker is Austin Harbord. Um, I think Austin Harbord is good at avoiding getting hit. I think Austin Harbord is a little bit more accurate with his strikes. Um, I can't believe I'm saying this, and I'm picking Alexander Hernandez. And on the ground, I feel like Austin Harbord shoots a lot more takedowns, which increases the possibility of him actually landing, or rather being on top for a round, or probably the whole entire round. I think he between the both of them, his takedown defense is a little bit better. Um, yeah, man, like an upset as possible here. I think I tried to elaborate a little bit on why I think that. Um, there are a couple of elements that made me pick Alexander Hernandez, but this is not a confident pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah, an upset is possible here. Wow, so far, not trashy in a bad way. Obviously, there's no not trashy in a bad way. Obviously, there's no name value. But so far, every single fight that I've gone through, which is not good. Anyway, on to the next one. Marina Rodriguez versus Yasmin Lucindo. My subscribers went with Marina Rodriguez. I went with Yasmin Lucindo. Marina Rodriguez is the underdog at plus 155. Yasmin Lucindo is the favorite at minus 190. Do I think an upset is possible here? No, no, I don't think an upset is possible here. I see a lot of people picking Marina Rodriguez. I guess maybe because she's a veteran. I think people have this idea about fighters, right? Like if you are a fighter and you have faced elite level competition, there are people who believe that you cannot lose to someone who's up and coming, which is crazy to me because that's what literally happens in the sport every single time. Like I don't know how many examples I can make, but the best one that comes to mind is Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Tuporia. Who else? Who else? Who else? Okay, Alex Pereira is a bad example because he was a glory kickboxing champion. So let me not use him as an example. Hamza Chimaev. There are a couple of fighters who didn't have that many high level opponents when they started, but they managed to actually beat the people who are at the top, who had more experience than them. And this is an argument that I hear constantly. People are saying Marina Rodriguez has faced better competition. She's been at the top for a very long time, which is respectable, but it doesn't mean that she's unbeatable against someone who hasn't faced the same level of competition. Ilya Tuporia only beat who did he beat? Yeah, he beat the two ranked fighters. I think he beat Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell, and then he not only has had incredibly talented opponents, it doesn't mean they're immune to losing. I feel like she was young when she came into the UFC, and I think people are still looking at her in that particular fashion, and that's why she was losing her earlier fights. I think she's like now she's like 22 or something like that, which is crazy. But I think she was young and she's starting to slowly grow and become the fighter that I feel like she can be, which is a future title contender. And I love that the UFC is building her a little bit slower than. But giving her Marina Rodriguez clearly shows that they feel like she is ready for that. And I also believe that. Um, in detail, I think on the feed the fight will be evenly matched. I think obviously Marina Rodriguez will have the power advantage. I think Yasmin Lucindo will have the reach, but on the ground it's going to be all Yasmin Lucindo. I don't see Marina Rodriguez having an answer for Yasmin Lucindo on the ground. Um, so do I think an upset is possible here? I've seen a lot of people picking against me. A lot of people. I saw a lot of people picking Marina Rodriguez. On top of that, Marina Rodriguez is like 37 years old. Combined with the fact that even if she was like prime age at like 33, I'd still probably pick Yasmin Lucindo because I feel like she's the better fighter. Um, but I could be wrong. But for me personally, in my opinion, an upset is not possible here. Yasmin Lucindo is going to win this fight. Um, You're free to disagree with me. And also, I respect my subscribers' picks because they have pretty accurate predictions, all right? Um, so I respect them a lot, a lot. Um, Let me actually, if you're new to the channel, let me give you a reason why I say I respect my subscribers' picks, right? For the most part, like I'm usually one or two picks above my subscribers in terms of correctness, right? But last week, it wasn't like that. My subscribers actually got 11 fights correct, and and only three wrong, right? And I got eight correct. It was a bad night for me. So I respect my subscribers' picks, and they are picking Marina. So I could be wrong, but I feel pretty confidently about this one. So I don't think an upset is possible. I just prefer to give you guys a full picture so that whenever you make a decision, it's up to you. I'm just saying, for me personally, I feel pretty confident about this one. It's the same way I felt about Gene Silva. I was surprised when people were picking Charles Jourdain, like over Gene Silva. And it made me question myself a little bit, but I was like, I know Gene Silva is really talented, right? So that's why I picked Gene Silva. But because so many people were saying Charles Jourdain, I was like, is there something I'm missing? So I feel a little bit in that particular way about Yasmin Lucindo. I think Yasmin Lucindo is going to win this fight. Anyway, on to the next one. Stephen Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. My subscribers and I went with Joaquin Buckley. Stephen Thompson is the underdog at plus 118. Joaquin Buckley minus 220. Do I think an upset is possible here? Sadly, no. I see a lot of people trying to. I think Wonderboy Thompson has had an issue with grapplers, and I think the fight against Shavkat Rogmonov gave people the false idea that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has the ability to actually grapple, right? And for me personally, and I said this on my final predictions, I feel like it was more Shavkat Rogmonov not performing well than it was um, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson giving him trouble. So I don't know if I'm articulating myself properly. What I mean is, I think that performance is not because Wonderboy Thompson has significantly improved on the ground. I feel like it's because Shafkat did not show up in that particular night. Um, said it after the fight that he was confused at how Shafkat was approaching that particular fight, but he proved him wrong by actually finishing Thompson, right? And another thing is Buckley's pressure will not. I think Wonder Boy is really good at range. I think he's really good when you give him distance. If you pressure him too much, especially if you are mixing in the wrestling, I think you're going to have a lot of striking with grappling. When he rushes at you, you don't know. That's one of the reasons why Dricus Duplessis is so successful, is because you don't know what he's going to do when he's rushing at you. Is he trying to knock you out? Is he trying to get a takedown? But I feel like Joaquin Buckley is a little bit cleaner than Dricus Duplessis. But I would compare Joaquin Buckley's fighting style to Dricus Duplessis. Just that Buckley is a little bit cleaner. I don't feel like Wonderboy Thompson is going to be able to win this fight. I remember Wonderboy saying that I think it was a couple of fights ago. He was saying he doesn't want to fight any grapplers. He's tired of fighting grapplers. He just wants to fight strikers. I think that's when they gave him Kevin Holland, right? Obviously, he's a legend in the sport, in the UFC, so they are going to cater to him. But I don't like someone who says things like that because it tells me they don't like grappling. And if you don't like grappling, you're not going to be good at it. And at this stage in his career, I don't see Wonderboy Thompson improving enough to actually do better on the ground than Ruziboyev. Was it Ruziboyev, the guy that Joaquin Buckley beat better than the Russian, on the ground? Respectfully, I don't see why. Russian was long. The dude was tall. Maybe that worked against him. Maybe it ate at his cardio. Maybe it affected his cardio. Maybe it affected his fighting abilities because he was cutting too much weight. Maybe you can make that argument, but I don't see Wonder Boy doing better than the Russian on the ground. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, I don't see Wonder Boy winning this one, unfortunately. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people like or want Wonder Boy to win. I don't see him winning this one. In all honesty, respectfully. Um, On to the next one, Roman Dolite versus Kevin Holland. My subscribers and I went with Kevin Holland. Roman Dolite is the underdog at plus 125. Kevin Holland is the favorite at minus 150. Do I think an upset is possible here? Yeah, man. Kevin Holland is very unreliable. He's openly called himself a gatekeeper. Um, his fight IQ is very questionable. Why would you want to strike with Wonder Boy when you have the ability to take him to the ground? Even when an opportunity presented itself, he was like, "Nah, dude, stand up, come kick my ass." I can't trust Kevin Holland. I'm picking him because I feel like he's the better fighter. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, and he's not worried about his job because he has Dana White privilege. That's why even if he loses, he's still on the main card of every pay-per-view. I don't know when last I've seen Kevin Holland on a fight night or in the prelims. Like, he's always on the main card of a pay-per-view. Um, uh, anyway, my subscribers and I picked Kevin Holland. Do I think an upset is possible here? 100%. Kevin Holland is very unreliable. Um, anyway, I'll respond to your comments, and I mean that. I just want to finish with all of this first. On to the next one, Caitlin Vieira versus Kayla Harrison. My subscribers and I went with Kayla Harrison. Caitlin Vieira is the underdog at plus 700. Kayla Harrison is the favorite at minus 1,100. This is crazy. this, is, this is crazy. Do I think an upset is possible here? No, man. I mean, I feel like the odds reflect um, a true reflection of what's going to happen. Um, but I will say this. Okay, no, I'm I mean, Holly Holm is a better version of Caitlin Vieira, and she still lost badly. I wanted to make the argument that maybe Caitlin Vieira might perform a little bit better than Holly Holm, but she's also old, dude. Like, I can't see anything that Holly Holm couldn't do that Caitlin Vieira will be able to do, unless cutting down affects Kayla Harrison's cardio. Maybe that could be the problem. But apart from that, man, I don't see a path to victory for Caitlin Vieira. Of course, if she can manage to keep the fight on the feet, she might cause problems. But I don't know. Uh, on to everyone once I'm done with the abscess predictions. You can always watch the entire stream once I'm done, but I'm going to respond to every single comment once I'm done. Some of the fights I've already predicted, so I can't go back. I'll just try to give you my locks once I'm done predicting. So, Kayla Harrison will probably win. The only way I see her losing is if her cardio is impacted by her cutting so much weight to make. Is it bantamweight or whatever division she's fighting in? I think also another thing I wanted to say about Kayla Harrison, I feel like she is probably the most entertaining female fighter in my opinion right now. Her skills, I saw her at the press conference. I liked how she like she's very entertaining. I'd prefer her over any other female fighter. I mean, Zhang Wei Li has character, but she doesn't speak English, so it's lost in translation. Um, if Zhang Wei Li had the same translator as the Brazilians, I mean, I think it would be even better. But yeah, anyway, um, but even on the mic, she's fun to listen to. Anyway, on to the next one. So I don't think an upset is possible here. On to the next one. Jose Aldo versus Mario Batista. My subscribers and I went with Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo is the underdog at plus 120. Mario Bautista is the favorite at minus 150. Do I think an upset is possible? I struggled when I had to pick in this fight. Like, I almost picked Mario. I think an upset is possible here. Right? I would have been 100% sure that he wins this fight, but he's a little bit older. However, he fought this year, that particular fight, to the point whereby I was sitting there asking myself, is this dude on drugs? Like, is he doing, no, not corner drugs, but like, I'm talking like steroids or something, like, because it was unbelievable for me to see him perform like that. I was like, how is this possible? No one performs like that at his age, but like, he looked incredible. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, I'm leaning a bit more towards Aldo, because Aldo is the better fighter between the both of them. There's no question there. I feel like Bautista is younger, and he's very grappling heavy. But I mean, if Merab, but that was like a year or two ago, so maybe the age might have affected his ability to defend takedowns. I don't know, man. But an upset is definitely possible here. But my subscribers and I are going with Jose Aldo. I'm not very confident. I think I said this fight is 100% risky. So yeah, I'm not very confident about this one. On to the next one: Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. Um, my subscribers went with Juliana Pena. I went with Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington is the favorite. Wow, at minus 165, and Juliana Pena is the underdog at plus 140. Do I think an upset is possible here? Of course. Of course, an upset is possible here. Um, on the feed, I think Raquel Pennington is going to beat Juliana up. Just that Juliana has that, and I remember describing, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you remember the breakdown that I did for Bilal before he fought Leon Edwards, right? A lot of people were picking Leon Edwards, include Logic. I'm going to follow Logic and say Leon Edwards is going to win, because logically, based on my research, Leon Edwards was supposed to win. But I remember pointing it out in that particular stream that there are three fighters. There are three fighters, and I think Merab is number four. Dricus Duplessis, Juliana Pena, Bilal Mohammed, and Merab Devalishvili. There's a certain level of, I don't want to call it delusion, but it's almost that. It's delusion, but the kind of delusion that makes these fighters improve, because there are so many people that Bilal shouldn't have beaten that he beat. Like, it doesn't really make sense. There's so many people Dricus Duplessis shouldn't have beaten, but he beat them, which doesn't make sense. I mean, Juliana Pena, all the people that she's beat, like she was supposed to beat, except Amanda Nunes. Juliana Pena was not supposed to beat Amanda Nunes. And I remember I was like, no. Actually, everyone around the world was saying this is going to be a slaughter. The same way we are speaking about Caitlin Vieira against Kayla Harrison, we were speaking about Juliana Pena like that versus Amanda Nunes, right? So for me personally, I'm not worried about Juliana Pena's skill. I'm worried about her self belief. Like, if this is the kind of person, even if she's losing, she's not going to believe that she's losing, and that's it. I'm laughing, but this is serious, guys. Like, this is one of those people who can be down like 4 rounds and she's still going to fight like she's winning, and that's a problem. Because if Tweezy, how are you, man? I'm about to respond to everyone in the comment section. I just want to finish. I just want to finish the breakdowns, or rather the abscess predictions. So Juliana, because she believes she's one of the best in the world, she's her to work hard enough to become what she thinks she is, and because of that, I don't know what's going to happen. So, so on the feed, I expect Raquel Pennington to win. My problem is when if it gets to the later rounds, which is probably going to happen, the person who I think is going to be aggressive, the person who still is probably going to be Juliana Pena, and that worries me because whenever cardio goes, it's the mind, it's the heart that keeps you going, and the person who has that. And I said that in the fight against Israel Adesanya versus Dricus Duplessis. But in that fight, I broke it down a little bit different because I said Israel Adesanya performs horribly in the fourth and fifth round. If you watched my breakdowns, you remember I said that. But I also said that Dricus Duplessis does not believe he's going to lose, and that's a very dangerous fighter. Juliana Pena is the same way. Another thing is on the ground, I would favor Juliana Pena. I mean, Raquel Pennington is experienced enough to avoid getting taken down, but I feel like Juliana Pena is so relentless that Raquel Pennington has to finish Juliana Pena to win. I don't know if Raquel is going to be able to finish him or rather finish her. Um, just to avoid ignoring people, I'm going to respond once I'm done with the predictions. So, in all honesty, I'm still picking Raquel Pennington, but I feel like Raquel Pennington has to finish Juliana Pena in order to win because Pena is relentless. And even though Amanda Nunes was just beating her up, Pena was relentless in that whole fight. Like she was relentless and she was trying to finish the fight up until the final bell. You, Raquel Pennington needs to be perfect in order to win this fight. I don't know if Raquel is going to be able to be perfect for 5 rounds. Either either she finishes her or it's gonna be a serious problem. But both of them are old, so maybe that might factor into how both of them perform. There are so many unknowns. The best thing to do would be just to stay away from this one. So an upset is definitely possible here. Because I feel like Raquel Pennington should win this fight, but because of Juliana Pena's self belief, even in the fifth round, even in the last minute of the fifth round, Juliana Pena will be trying to finish that fight. I don't know how Raquel Pennington is going to respond to that. But they hate each other. Maybe that's going to motivate her to perform better. She just got the belt, so maybe she's going to improve. I don't know. Um, but yeah, an upset is possible here, definitely. On to the next one. Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. My subscribers and I went with Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is the favorite at minus 455. Khalil Roundtree is the underdog at plus 350. Do I think an upset is possible here? You know what? If you're new to the channel, I post on the video section of the channel. I post weekly. I post the risky and safe picks, right? Um, and by the way, the safe and risky picks for the next card, which is Royval versus Tyra, are out. So on those risky and safe picks, I said, what do you call him? Alex Pereira is safe, right? And this is motivated by the fact that I feel like he's better everywhere. I don't even have to look at the research because there isn't much that I feel like Halil Roundtree can do um, against Alex Pereira. Quite literally. The only advantage that I feel like Halil has over Alex Pereira is power, which worries me, right? Alex Pereira is one of the few fights that I said was safe, right? But we have to also take into consideration that Alex Pereira is 37 years old, um, and he gets hit, right? It's not like Alex Pereira gets into fights and he doesn't get touched. And between these two fighters, based on what I've based on research, Halil Roundtree hits harder, right? And Alex Pereira, even though Alex Pereira, in my opinion, is the better fighter all round, everywhere, Alex Pereira is better, and that's why I picked him. This is the same thing I said when I was speaking about Bilal Muhammad, right? I was like, I'm picking Leon Edwards because it makes sense. I'm picking Leon Edwards because it makes sense. However, I have a feeling about Bilal Muhammad, right? I have a feeling about Bilal Muhammad, and I made a separate video explaining why I felt that way. Khalil Roundtree has the power and skill to land a fluke shot that can end the fight. I don't see any path to victory except a fluke shot from Halil Roundtree. The problem is skilled enough and has the power to land a fluke shot, right? So that's one of the things that worry me. But my official pick is Alex Pereira. Logically, I don't think Alex Pereira should lose, right? But I said the same thing about Leon Edwards. So that's something that you guys have to decide because I remember telling you the same thing when I was picking Leon Edwards. I told you that logically and on paper and everything, research, previous fights, opponents, everything says Alex Pereira is going to win and dominantly. But Roundtree has the skill and power to land a fluke shot that might cause the biggest upset probably this year, if I'm not mistaken. Was there a bigger upset? I don't think there has been a massive upset. So, do I think an upset is possible here? I don't know, man. I'm struggling. I'm fighting with my logic right now, which is not a good thing. And I'll keep on referencing Bilal versus Leon Edwards because I also fought with my logic then. Because in my head, I was like, dude, what are you saying? Alex Pereira is going to win this fight. But there's something that's like, I don't know. But I'm officially picking Alex Pereira. Um, I'd say stay away from this fight. Even though I said it's safe, I'd say stay away from this fight. Let me just recap my most confident picks, and then I can respond to your comments, and then I can bounce. Um, who will not safe my most confident picks? I'd say Yasmin Lucindo, Joaquin Buckley, and Kayla Harrison. Wow. Out of 12 fights, it's three people. Yeah, I'd say Yasmin Lucindo, Joaquin Buckley, and Kayla Harrison are my most confident picks right now. Let me respond to you guys before I bounce. Let me start at the top. Toppity top. Um, Let me see. Hayden Brown, we shall see. I'm not saying I'm right. Just my picks. Okay. Hayden Brown picked Alex says Alex wins, Pena wins, Mario wins, Roman wins, Kayla wins. I mean, you're not far off. You're not far off, man. Like I wouldn't call that crazy. Hayden Brown. I just want to see Whaley fight more. She's a beast. I agree with that. I wonder why she's not active. Hayden Brown, that is all right. Hayden Brown. I have Ryan, but better stay off the ground. I agree. Funny guy. Good luck today, man. I'm staying away from a quarter of these fights. I agree. A quarter is not enough, my dude. Like this Kayla Harrison, funny guy. Yeah, I agree with that. Hayden Brown, Iho by experience alone. Welcome to the club, man. I thought I was alone who was picking Iho Potieria. Hayden Brown, people need to check Iho's opponents. He has fought some killers. I agree with that. Donald, what's up, man? I'm late. How are you, man? Hayden Brown, this is great fight for Almeida if he wins a bet, even better, but I don't think he is ready for Iho. I also don't feel that way. Or rather, I also feel that way. I mean, Hayden Brown, Harvard is my pick. But if confident Hernandez shows up, he wins. I wouldn't bet on this one. Yeah, Hayden Brown, nah, no upset possible. I don't know which fight you were referring to, Hayden Brown, but it's MMA, so we shall see. I agree with that. Hayden Brown, I predicted the head kick on Volk versus Islam 2, 1 AK. Woo! So much money! Hey, you guys are making money. 8,000. Is it Australian dollar? Is it AUD? Is it Australian dollar? That's a lot of money, man. Funny guy, Tuporio was gonna lose a decision to Herbert. I agree with that, but he was still young in his career, so it's hard to be hard on him. Basically, funny guy. I also agree, man. The recent version of Max beats Alexander Volkanovski. I'm also worried. I'm also worried because I feel like the training against Justin Gaethje took Max Holloway to another level. I'm excited to predict that one as well. Rita Kemi, I also consider your subscribers' picks before making decisions. Yeah, I encourage you guys, like, if you're new to the channel, you need to, my subscribers, go to the shorts section, actually, any section of the channel, and just look at the subscribers' picks and compare them. Like, over the past couple of months, like, my subscribers have better predictions than a lot of YouTube channels. I say what I say respectfully because my subscribers, like, give me a run for my money, and I'm glad I introduced the subscribers picks because it's healthy competition. It keeps me on my toes. It makes me want to improve because in the past my subscribers used to kick my ass. Like their predictions were incredible. Obviously, it's a group of people voting, and I'm just one person, but still, it made me want to improve, and they keep on making me want to improve because last week 11 out of 14 was crazy. Yeah, like it was crazy for me. I was like, damn, these people are not playing. So it makes me want to improve. It's healthy competition, and my subscribers get to have their own picks. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. You can always go with what you guys voted on. And that's a really cool feature that's why I included in the even in the live videos. My subscribers are a big part of my channel, and that will forever be the case. So yeah, Rita, I appreciate that. I think it's a smart move to actually consider the subscribers pick. Um, Funny guy, I may switch to Lucindo. I actually think she's going to win, man. Funny guy, I love Thompson, but just remember, he lost a grappling session with that YouTube that hurts himself with. Power tools, beat bags, shotgun shells, and spinning bike tires. Joaquin wins here probably. I agree with you. Funny guy, YouTuber. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Easy Jaxi. Okay, I'll just say easy. Pennington versus Esparza. I went with Esparza. My subscribers went with Pennington. Easy. What are your thoughts on that fight? I broke it down a little bit. You can watch this stream once I'm done, or you can always go to the live section of this channel. On the homepage, I actually channel. I There's an awards show that happens every year. This year it'll happen on the 28th. The subscribers pick who they think is going, who they think deserves to win. There are shorts, there are live videos, there are standard videos. Just go to the homepage. You'll see everything I do on the channel. Um, so my point is, like, there are also live videos. You can always watch the final predictions. I broke down every single fight in detail. You can always watch this stream once I'm done with it. I also broke the fight in detail. Easy bantamweight. Thank you for that. Funny guy. I hope this auto fight ends up like the Kaikara France versus Esek fight. Yeah, and I was right about that one. I'm proud of myself for that one, because I broke it down really nicely and very in depth. And everyone was going for Erceg, and I remember saying that Erceg struggled against a declining Pentoja. Like, he's not gonna beat Cara France, and I'm glad. I was right. I was very right about that one. Twizy, I think Vieira will take a round off Harrison. Actually, possible, possible. I think she's motivated enough to actually. And I saw a couple of, actually, the subscribers said that that fight will end in a decision. In my head, I was like, nah, it's going to end in the first round or second round at most. But the subscribers say it's going to be a decision. I was shocked, but you guys are very smart, so I can't argue with that. Tweezy, sub, how are you, man? Um, Paradox the Chad. Hello, mate. How are you, man? Welcome to the stream. Sven, what's good? How are you, Sven? You came when I was done with the stream, man. What's up, Paradox? Tweezy. Something in me wants to switch to Pena, to be honest. I mean, it's smart because, like, she's going to fight for your money, that's for sure. Unless she gets finished, she's going to fight for your money. Catfisher Hunter, Pereira is losing. Possible. Um, Mahara Loveleen. Bro, you can give me 4 locks of the week. I have 3. Marina Rodriguez. Not sorry. Yasmin Lucindo, Joaquin Buckley, and Kayla Harrison. I think maybe you can take the risk with Alex Pereira as well. That's the 4 that I can say are my most confident. Um, Gustavo Fring, Alex Pereira submission as likely as people think. Isn't as unlikely as people think. So, Gustavo, you think Alex Pereira will get a submission? I guess we'll see. Tweezy, I like too many dogs this week. I'm nervous. There are so many close fights, so don't be don't be nervous. Sven, Aldo is the only underdog I'm picking. How many underdogs did I pick actually? Let me check. I picked Alex is a favorite. Raquel is a favorite. Aldo is the underdog. Harrison is the favorite. Holland is the favorite. Buckley is the favorite. By the way, my picks come out 7 days before. So people like to say, "Yeah, you guys pick favorites." People, fighters become favorites after I've released my videos. So, like, you can't blame me. Actually, my predictions for Royval versus Tyra is already out on the channel right now. So I'm not picking favorites. People become favorites after I've released my videos. Anyway, Yasmin Lucindo favorite. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. This is good. Alexander Hernandez favorite. Cesar Almeida. Okay, I picked Iho Potieria, so he's an underdog. Ryan Span favorite, Carla Esparza underdog, team means. So the favorites, the underdogs that I've picked is Carla Esparza, it's Iho Potieria, and Jose Aldo. Those are the only underdogs that I've picked. Whew, okay. Let me continue replying to you guys. I won a little bit on one yesterday. Only got 4 fights wrong out of 2 cards. I'm skipping most of the ones that I couldn't choose between. Thank you and good luck. Hope you win. Thank you. Yesterday, or you mean last week, ne? Not yesterday. You mean last week? Sven, you picked Esparza. What are you smoking? What's wrong with you, Sven? Like, I thought we were friends. I mean, if she wins, come back to the stream. Make sure that you say sorry. Like, if Esparza wins, come back to the stream. Monday, come back to the stream. Um, Vuk, Pereira or Khalil. I picked Pereira, but I think you need to watch the my final predictions and even this stream because I broke it down a little bit better. It's difficult to actually repeat that again. Twizy, yes, Kai Kara France was always free. For sure, man. Funny guy. Kai talking about his own CTE made me scared of the bet, but the underdog money made me a meal. Thank you. Thank you, and great pick. Thank you, man. Funny guy. I appreciate that. But I think it's also because you are very good at researching. Because not many people listen to me. I remember I also picked Max Holloway when everyone was saying Gage is going to knock him out. But I think you were not part of the channel at that time. Anyway, as long as I can make you money, man, it makes me happy. Um, I don't know if this is a Russian name. I can't read Russian, my dude. Sorry about that. Funny guy. I mean, I won some bets on ONE FC Fight Night Fridays, 2 cards on the 4th and 5th October. Yeah, I want to include Bellator. I want to include ONE FC. I want to include PFL. Even boxing. Boxing, I've included it, but I think I'm going to focus on major events. Um, it's a lot until I can become full time on the channel, which requires money. Um, I can't wait for me to be monetized because my predictions. I'm honestly. I feel like I've had good predictions enough to say my predictions are good, and I have a full time job, and I have a couple of things that I'm doing on the side. If I can be full time on this channel, guys, the things that you're going to see, you won't believe what you're going to see. But yeah, I want to be full time. I want to include every boxing match. I want to include every ONE FC, Bellator, PFL. Like there's so many things I have planned, but I have to be full time on the channel in order to do that. Um, I'm part time, but the community section is daily. It's active. The short section daily is active. The video section is active daily unless there are no fights during that week. But short and maybe live streams, it's not daily, it's weekly. Community section and shorts are the only two places whereby I upload daily. I don't miss a day. I try to respond to every single person in the comment section, not just on the stream, but like in terms of like typing and replying. So once I become full time, guys, it's gonna be a big party. My battery's about to run out. Let me reply to the last few comments so that I can bounce. Then we were both on Kaikara France and Max. Yeah, man. When did you come? I forgot when you came, Tweezy, to the channel. Are you ever going to include the method of victory next to your predictions? I think the subscribers predict the rounds, but I think you mean is it going to be a TKO or submission or something like that? I'll try. I thought about it a couple of times, but for some reason I was like, it's covered by the rounds. I'll try to include it, man. I'll try to include it. Um, I'll see how I include it. I'm going to include it. I'll try to do that. No, 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 no. I'm not asking you to do extra. Your picks are enough. I was responding to when I said earlier I won bets on 1FC, so I can bet today is what I meant. Oh, okay, funny guy. But that's the plan, though. I want to expand. Like, my goal is to be bigger than the UFC's channel. Like, I don't want to just be under the UFC. Like, I genuinely have plans to have a bigger channel than the UFC. Hopefully you get monetized soon. Yeah, man. Once I get monetized, I'm going to be able to do so many things. I don't just want to, God, I want to run this channel like a normal channel. Like, for example, what's the television USA? Yeah, I think USA or ESPN. There are always programs on that particular channel. And I want to run my channel like that. I want to give you guys both entertainment and informative content, right? Obviously, informative content is statistics and analysis and predictions, but I also want to give you guys entertainment. Like, there's so many things I want to do, man. So hopefully, I get monetized soon. Once that happens, whew, you won't need to go to any other channel. My battery is about to die. I love and appreciate all of you. I'll see you Monday. Hopefully, I clean sweep this card. See you in the comment section, or see you Monday, whichever one comes first. But I have to reply to comments today. I haven't responded to them in 2 days. There's a lot of work, and I have to reply before the card. See you in the comment section, or Monday. Until next time, deuces. I love and